Sometimes in crowdfunding, even the best products are made completely out of bullshit.
Growing up, we were always being told to sit up straight, don't slouch, and watch your posture. Unfortunately, regular chairs make this impossible for any length of time. The way we sit is simply wrong. Our bodies have been ingeniously designed to carry our weight in a particular way and not sit in a typically designed chair for up to 12 hours a day. As a result, our bodies wear out rapidly, our posture deteriorates, pain, headaches and a myriad of other health issues start to seriously detract from our quality of life.
Now let's take a look at what he just said for a moment. He was telling us that chairs, items that have been used by humanity successfully for hundreds, if not thousands of years, are basically causing us harm and injury.
How do I know? My name's David France. I'm a chiropractor and I have been for 20 years, dealing with the consequences of this since the very first day of practice. My days are filled with patients presenting with predictable signs and symptoms of this degeneration. I observe the symptoms and see the X-ray evidence all day, every day. The design of regular chairs is simply wrong. It's time to change the way we sit.
Okay, so he's a chiropractor. That alone should tell you that anything that he has to say concerning movement and particularly posture comes from a viewpoint of a vested interest.
I'm here to show you I've created a solution that changes the way you sit for good. And it all came simply from riding a horse. My mission to change the way the world sits started 25 years ago, when I was riding out at this very racing stable to pay my way through university. From riding and my anatomical studies, I realised our body isn't designed to be sitting in a regular chair that forces it to be at a 90-degree angle between our back and our thighs. I understood that when our body sits in a saddle, we're able to maintain the ideal spinal position. The head sits perfectly balanced over our pelvis. The spine maintains its 3 spinal curves as it's designed, allowing it to absorb our weight with minimal strain. The Workhorse saddle chair is all about maintaining your body in a position that it has evolved to be in and wants to be in. This position also means you have much better control of your hands, improving your performance at work or play, and you don't get that weariness and ache normally associated with sitting in chairs for long periods.
Now, here is a thought. If you want to avoid the things he just mentioned here, aren't we always told to get up and move around a little bit every now and then when we have to sit and do repetitive work for long periods of time? Or was he behind the door when that particular instruction was handed out?
We decided to develop a range of Workhorse chairs for work and home uses.
In the comments below, please tell me where else you might use this.
The Workhorse Pro is our top-of-the-range chair with its patented rotating backrest. With the Workhorse Plus chair, the backrest is manually interchangeable or can be taken off altogether.
We're going to walk away from the hard sell at this point, where they talk about how they have all of these different kinds of chairs based on this saddle design, and they're trying to sell it to you for a variety of price points. Now, let me be very clear on this, because this is my opinion. This is probably a well-built product. I'm sure that they are going to deliver, because they have, as you can see now, reams and reams of hard copy on the website there on the crowdfunding platform, explaining again and in detail the same things that you see when you look at the pitch video. It's not bad. They give you the background on the people like the chiropractor, but this particular image right here is of note. That is a series of firms that help crowdfunders get funded. If you have ever seen a crowdfunding project that has a low, stupidly low amount that they have to raise, and then subsequently finds that it's overfunded, that's where that particular thought comes from. A crowdfunding or marketing PR firm. watch for those kinds of signs, because a crowdfunding or PR marketing firm doesn't have to worry about whether or not the product is viable or even real. All they're concerned about is getting their cut, just as the crowdfunding platform does, of the money raised. I'll be covering PR and marketing firms in another video later this new year. Well, anyway, this particular project will get funded because it really is a decent idea. They're going to probably raise... How much did they raise? Holy moly! And out of that amount, though, they're going to have to get their tooling done, all of their manufacturing done, source all the materials. But holy smoke, for a chair? Well, I suppose it's worth it, because it's not as if you could go to Google, for instance, and, oh, you could. What do we find on Google? An awful lot of things that look they look a whole heck of a lot like the chair that they're trying to get crowdfunded, but I don't have to wait on a crowdfunder to source materials and manufacture it and ship it and all that other rigmarole. I can get it pretty much right away, and it looks right. Holy smoke, I would be funding something that I could have gotten all the time, probably much closer to myself if I really wanted to. Well, that's crowdfunding for you.
By supporting the first commercial production run, you'll be the first to own a Workhorse saddle chair at a significantly discounted price from what it will retail, immediately impacting your own health and posture.
Now, I have a question that comes up when I look at this section of the pitch video. The way he's talking, it sounds like, of course, it has to go into production. They've made a few as prototypes, and yet we're seeing images of quite a few of these chairs already made and in use. How is that possible if he's not in production?
So thanks for any support you can provide to make this happen, for better posture, health and quality of life for all of us.
And as we bid a fond farewell to our chiropractor as he surfs off into the distance in Australia, well, we wish the backers of the Workhorse a lot of luck. They're probably going to get their product, but as you've seen, I tend to wonder why they had to crowdfund it to begin with. It's readily available elsewhere, one of the scourges of the crowdfunding industry. This has been Crowdfunding Hell. This video is brought to you by the 3rd edition of Scams, Flops, and Failures, crowdfunding they didn't warn you about. Now available on Amazon for Kindle. Get yours today. The link is in the description below.
Now my life has meaning.